Good afternoon and welcome to Tiki Hut Central, the podcast. We are actually live today at the original Tiki Hut with my crazy guest host here, Lisa. Lisa, say hi to everybody.
Hey, everyone.
How you doing, Lisa?
I'm doing great.
You ready to rock and roll this show?
Sweating my ass off, but other than that, I'm doing good.
Today's a very special show, and we'd like to give a shout out to, well, hang on. We're just technically.
Oh, my God.
You know, when you record live at the beach, you have a lot of problems. So, first of all, it is a Mother's Day special. We've got some special guests today. But first, let me give a quick shout out to some terrific moms. First shout out is to my sister Kelly, the mother of 4. We love her, and she kicks ass as a mom. Also, we've got Michelle here, Lisa's sister. She's a mom also of her daughter Stephanie, who also is a mom of her daughter Maddie. So we've got a bunch of moms in the house, and
you may hear a lot of giggling in the background, babies, dogs barking. So it's going to be a fun show. But
more importantly, we have some very special guests today. I'd like to welcome to Tiki Hut Central, Lisa's mom, our mom. So let me switch over here, and why don't you say hi, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Janet Merriman. I'm Lisa's mom.
Hi, I'm Linda Rose. I'm Ken Rose's mom.
Welcome to the show, ladies. We're going to have a great time today. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to start the day off with something very simple. I believe that you guys have some drinks behind you.
Yes, we do.
What are you guys drinking back there today?
Pina coladas.
Yeah.
And who made those? Who made those for you?
Ken Rose.
He makes the best. Where did your umbrella go, Mom?
I took it out.
Oh, okay. She's already been sampling it.
I'm the official cabana boy here at Tiki Hut Central, and I'm world famous. So I do have one rule at Tiki Hut Central is if you get a fresh tropical drink, you only get the umbrella on the first drink. After every other drink, you're on your own. So
except for me, because I'm demanding.
Except Lisa, she's very demanding. She wants an umbrella in every drink. So hey, we're going to kick off the show today. We're going to interview our moms, which is really cool. Excuse me, we're going to let Lisa start with the first question, and she's going to ask each mom the same question, and then they're going to respond. If they don't respond, it means that they're slow, intoxicated, or something other. Now, keeping
of the above.
Keeping in mind,
we may have to help them along.
Our moms enjoy a good cigarette, so we may take a break during this. But here we go. Lisa, go ahead and start us off with the question.
All right, starting with mom. My mom. How did you meet Dad? How did you know he was the one?
Met him in high school. However, we didn't start dating until he graduated in 1969.
That's a great number.
And he had the coolest car of the whole high school, a 40 Ford Coupe.
Wow. Nice. A 40?
40.
Back in 1969. Wow. That had to have been a cool car.
It was orange. It was beautiful.
She's like, oh, that's the one.
Yeah. We dated for 2 years, 2 months, and we were married in December 18th of 1971.
Yeah, this is going on their 50th this year, so we have to have a big shindig
for them. It's a big blowout, isn't it? We're gonna blow it out this week, or well, this year. Go ahead.
Linda, same question about his father.
His father knew me in high school. I did not know him. He thought I was dating one of his fraternity brothers, who actually was a best friend. And he stopped me one day as I was walking from the bus to the train station and said, "Aren't you Neil's girlfriend?" So I said, "No." And then from there, he called me and we started dating. And next thing I know, we were married.
That
happened overnight.
It happened overnight.
That was quick.
27 years later, we were unmarried.
But they're still good friends.
Yes.
Still good friends.
That's good.
This question is going to go to you, Mom, first. Then we're going to go switch over to Janet. Mom, who was your first boyfriend in high school? What was he like?
My first boyfriend in high school was a young man named Peter Ciano, and he was absolutely gorgeous. Very sweet boy.
Mm-hmm.
He had a baby brother that was only a year old, and we used to take the baby and go down to the lake and have a picnic, and that was my first real love.
Wow.
Yeah.
Janet, same question.
Mine was Jim Mull.
Tell us about Jim.
Did not work out.
Well, obviously, otherwise your daughters and your granddaughter wouldn't be here.
After about 6 months, I said no.
Oh, you dated that long?
Yes.
Okay.
But I always made my sister Dixie go with me on dates.
Oh, wow. A chaperone.
because I didn't trust.
Or you were fighting over guys and slamming her head in the door.
Right.
Well, that's good too. You
That
can
was,
have a-
that was sophomore year.
I may have heard of that one.
Right.
What's the most rebellious thing you've done in high school, Mom?
Probably skipped school.
What did you do when you skipped school? Where'd you go?
I think we went to
The river.
The
river.
Oh, okay. All right.
there wasn't much around
Here
there.
we skipped school. It was like Daytona.
Right. Wasn't much around. So
Same question,
Go
Linda.
ahead, Mom.
Oh, same thing. I skipped school. It was the first time I ever skipped school. And of course, I got caught. But I took a bunch of friends down to the water and we took my boat out and we went out boating for the day and had a great time. So it was worth getting caught.
Wow. That's a great story. I have a funny story about skipping school because my parents really sucked ass because like the first time that I skipped school, I needed to get a absentee note from my parents. And my parents, because they're kids of the 60s, they're like, Kenny, if you don't want to go to school, just tell us. You can stay home. You can hang out by the pool, but let us know where you are. So they took the fun out of skipping school. So they really suck in that regard. So, but that's my story. Lisa, what happened to you? Did you ever skip school?
We skipped school for senior skip day, but I think we were only juniors at the time, but we skipped with
Seniors?
everybody else. And me and my best friends, there was like 4 of us. We all had the same class. Michelle remembers her. What was her name? The accounting and business law, Miss. Oh my God.
Right.
Huh?
Right.
Miss Wright?
See, that's what happens when you get old.
I know, right?
Right.
Everybody just
Anyway,
forgets shit.
no, she was the typing lady. Anyway, I can't remember her name right now. I'm sorry if she's watching, but
You know what, Lisa? Here's the thing.
But-
It's okay if you forgot her name, but you know what? Let me flip the tables. Who
I wasn't done telling
Oh,
the
okay.
story.
Let me tell you a story then.
I'll think of her name. Maybe it was Miss Wright. Hell, I can't remember. But anyway, there was like 4 of us in the class, and we were all gone that day. Next day, we come back because we'd gone to Daytona. Come back all tanned up, and she's like, I know where you guys were. We're like, what? We don't know what you're talking about because we were all in business law with her.
Nice.
I think it was Miss Wright. Now you say that.
Well, because this is a Mother's Day episode, let me ask the mom to the left of me, who was your first boyfriend and what was he like?
oh.
As I look over at these 2,
Oh, God. Oh, okay. Well, you know what?
it might have been my sister's soon-to-be husband's brother.
Oh, that's nice. That's just keeping it in the family.
Terry.
All right. So we're just going to bypass that question because that's obviously embarrassing.
No, brothers and brothers marry sisters and sisters all the time. It happens all the time.
Or brothers marry brothers in today's world. And
Yeah,
sisters.
well, yeah. You know.
Anyway, go ahead, Lisa. Give him the next question.
I already asked the last one.
Oh, okay, I guess it's on me then. Oh, okay. So
I said the most rebellious thing.
what one thing do you wish you did differently before you had kids and got married?
Probably gotten more education.
More education.
Yes.
Well, it's probably good education just being married, wasn't it?
Right.
And raising kids. Mom, same question.
Traveled more.
Because I believe your parents said you have an opportunity to go to Paris. Go before you get married because you'll never be able to go again.
Absolutely.
Possibly. And you
You
went to
did,
Paris, right?
And I went.
And you went to
Cool.
Europe and
Yes.
toured Europe.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, because my mom said it might be the last time you have a chance to do it. And I did because I married a man who won't go around the block.
Right. Well, you know,
That's cool.
Dad's lived within 70 miles of his childhood home his entire life, and he's going to be 78 on Tuesday, I believe. So that's pretty odd.
I'll
One,
ask. Oh, you ready?
yeah. Well, I'm going to lead you into it if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
All right. One of the, Lisa and I are very blessed because our moms are still here.
Yes.
So this question goes out to both our moms, and Lisa's going to put it towards both of them. So go ahead.
What question do you wish you could ask your mom?
Or what would you tell her now?
Like just about being a mom and a grandma, like because I unfortunately didn't get to know your mom. She
Right.
passed away when I was a baby.
My mom was a mother of 4 children, or 9 children.
So you guys they didn't have cable TV. They were just
We were very poor.
right.
She was an awesome mom.
Right.
Hard worker.
Do you have any questions you would ask her if she were here now,
Would
something you want to tell her?
would you thank her for allowing you to become the woman that you've become? all
Yes,
these years later?
absolutely. Yes.
All right.
Same
So you
question.
say thanks.
Same question for you.
What would I tell her? I wish she was still here. I wish she got to see all of her great-grandchildren. She did get to see 2 of them, which is a blessing a lot of people don't have.
Mhm.
I know she would have loved every one of them and spoiled them rotten. And, I missed the fact that she missed out on that.
Sure. Very, very, very nice.
Yep.
She was
Oh.
very close to my kids. My kids adored her. She could do no wrong ever, and neither could they.
All right, so go ahead, Lisa. Let's drop down to this question here.
I already asked the last one. You
Oh, I
can-
guess it's my. Okay, so this is a 2-part question for both of you. Starting with mom. What's the hardest thing about being a mom, and what's the best thing about being a mom?
Oh, you skipped that one.
I skipped it.
That's
It's okay. I'm allowed to skip.
I'll go back to that one.
I'm the host. You're the producer. I can skip.
The best thing was watching them all grow up. I had 4. Ken is one of 4. He's the oldest. And then I had a daughter and then 2 more sons. We always had a ball together. They were the best things that ever happened to me.
I'm straight.
There they are. They're loving kids. They've got great kids. They've given me such a full life with them all. And what was the second part of the question?
Really?
What's
What
the
was?
best thing?
No, that was the best thing. What was the hardest thing about being a mom?
The hardest thing about being a mom is, and I think any mom will agree with this, and it's just one statement: watching your kids go through pain of any kind
Yeah.
is the hardest.
Well, yeah, of course, I can attest that being, 3 divorces in. I mean, I'm a professional, but I finally got it right. So, much props that way.
I could handle the divorces. It's the loss of a child
Yeah.
in the family that was the hardest.
Well, we'll
And
talk
watching
about
a child
that
go
now.
through that.
Yeah.
You're up, Janet. What's
You're
the
on.
hardest thing about being a mom and the best thing?
Hardest thing is not being able to give them everything that you would want for them to have.
We had a great life. We have no complaints. We may have not had all the money in the world, but God, we had a good childhood.
Best thing is seeing them grow up to be strong, independent women, beautiful granddaughters, great granddaughter.
We're good moms, right? Yeah.
Couldn't ask for better.
We had a good mom. That's awesome.
Oh, so there you go. So that's important. We were having a discussion earlier, and we didn't see if we were going to air this, but we're going to go ahead and air it. So I'll start with Janet. What's the funniest thing one of your kids said to you?
Jeez. I guess I'm just on a biting kick. She bit me right in the butt.
Wait. Which
Me.
child?
Me.
Oh, Lisa bit
Lisa.
you on the ass?
No, I bet you in the arm. They were playing Uno. Her and
Right,
my
okay.
grandma,
And
my
she
great
wasn't
grandma,
getting attention.
my great aunt. And so I like being the center of attention, being an Aries. And I came over to her and I was just like, ah. And I bit her in the arm and she's like, ow, Lisa, why'd you do that? And I got mad and I was like, I don't know. I guess I was just on the fighting kick.
We just died.
And they
laughing.
died laughing. I stormed off to my room and slammed the door.
It was so funny.
That and I may have called Smucker's jelly something.
Yeah,
else
with
by
an
accident.
F.
That was another thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
She couldn't say her S's.
Well, yeah, I understand that completely. All right, Mom, you're up now. Now, I
gotta
heard
tell the
this
story about
story, so
Ken.
this is a funny ass story. You got to listen to this. This is PG-17. Well, maybe, yeah. Go ahead, Mom.
They are forcing me into this.
Here we go.
There's 2 years and 2 months between Ken and his sister. And I brought her home, and the first 2 days was fine until he realized she wasn't going anywhere. She was staying.
Bitch.
And I had her on the changing table, and I'm changing her diaper. And he's standing there, and he's all of about 2.5 at the time. And just very matter-of-factly, he says to me, I don't have a penis, Mom, but we'll get one when it gets bigger.
That's so
At which
funny.
point he answered his own question, so I didn't take it any further than that.
So
Oh,
is that how
that's
you
funny.
thought that women would just grow penises and we would all be males?
Thank God you don't have a penis. That's all I can say. Life is grand.
That's funny.
Oh, thank you for asking her that. No, we skipped this one.
Okay. Go ahead.
Had all the money to do one thing right now, Mom, what would it be?
Probably build the house the way I wanted it to be.
Country, city.
Country.
Land? Okay, country.
in the country.
Maybe 5 acres.
5 acres. Would you have
Who
live
would know
animals?
all that right now?
And I would want all you kids to be around us.
Okay, so you need more than 5 acres.
Yeah.
then. Probably
Well,
like
You want a compound.
100 acres.
Compound.
You want a compound
Yes.
with all the family. Well, now that our family has grown into Ken's family also,
Maybe need 20 acres.
20 acres, yeah.
maybe we need 20.
20 acres. And a lot of woods between each house.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mom.
Well, again, I
All the
would
money in the world.
make sure my kids would completely set up for life. Also, buy a compound.
All right.
All right. Well, you're in agreement.
Let them live mortgage free because I will have paid for every house.
That's right.
Nice.
And just see them happy, not have to worry about anything. I think that's what
That's
most
the
mothers
most
want.
important.
Yeah.
You know, Lisa, you know what's amazing about their statements?
What's up?
From a legal perspective, they are on video stating what they're going to do with their winnings if it's a lot ownership. So they're on the hook. So
you can hold us to it, right?
Absolutely.
they are on
Absolutely.
the hook.
That's their wishes on camera.
That's
Right.
okay. We
All
both
right.
agree that's okay.
Now I know this is many years ago. You know, Janet, it's probably like 20 years ago for you. Mom, it's probably 25 years ago. What do you guys miss about being a kid?
Playing out in the mud.
Playing out in the mud.
I loved it.
Mom?
Well, my first reaction would be just having the freedom that a child has. But then again, I have all that freedom now. So
Yeah, you're like a child.
I kind of
yeah.
do what I want to do.
That's how I
We
live
could
my
play
life.
in the mud still.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, my kids tell me where to be when, and I'm there. That's it.
I was at least I'm like an 18-year-old with a bigger wallet. That's really 18 with bigger wallets. That's how life goes.
That's right.
You're up, kid.
Oh, which one?
I think
If you could go back in time to one moment, what would it be?
The birth of you girls.
Oh,
That would have to be it.
that would be it, right?
Yes.
Steph's getting punched in the face by the baby.
Well, that's why you may not want to breed. That's a good reason not to breed. You know, we understand that.
I look right over her. She's like, "Stop it! Don't ask Steph the same question right now." Oh,
There's a screaming child, but that's okay. They're not drowning just yet. But you know, if the show goes on any longer and she's screaming, she may be drowning. But that's okay.
Aw.
same question for you, Linda.
Which was if I could go back.
Yeah, if you could go back in time to one moment, what would it be?
Well, I don't want to single out my children because I love them all. But realistically, it has to be the birth of the firstborn because it totally changes your entire perspective on life.
Yeah,
It's a love that you just never knew you had. And any mother will tell you that it's that first child that just does it,
right.
you know, and then from there, everything just gets better.
I know as a mom that my mom told me when I was about to give birth to my second child. I was like, I don't know if I could feel the same love as my first. And she said, honey, she said, you will feel the same love all over again,
Yes.
but with a
Yes.
different child.
Yes.
Right.
And I never forgot that. And it's so true.
It is.
But that first one is that pivotal moment. You're like, wow, I'm a parent.
Well, because when you have that first one, you feel, how can I possibly love anything more than I love this child?
Right, right.
You know, and then the
But you're
second one comes and
terrified
it
that-
falls into place.
You're terrified with the second, you're not going to feel the same. You're like,
But you do.
but you do.
I never felt that way.
Yeah.
For all you ladies who have only one and you're getting ready to have that second one, don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
Yep.
Don't worry about it. There's room in your heart for every one of them.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Whether you have 9 or 20
Yeah.
kids.
Makes no difference.
Such a great experience.
Of course, I'm glad I didn't have 9.
Well,
Like
yeah.
my
Well,
mother. My poor mother.
well, you don't have cable TV. All you can do is just be cuddly. So,
Be cuddly a lot, especially in Dixon, Illinois.
Right.
You have nothing else to do in that town.
well, I guess that brings us to what was your life like, Janet, before you had kids? What did you enjoy doing before you had kids? Go to the river, I guess.
There wasn't much to do in that
Yeah.
town.
We spent a lot of time on the river, in the
Okay.
boat.
Who had a boat back then?
Grandpa, he had the
Oh, yeah. He had the houseboat.
houseboat. Yeah. So we spent a lot of
Because there was a story about me when I was a baby that I almost
You were
drowned.
2 weeks old when we first took you on the houseboat. And her Uncle Ronald built a place in the seat for you to have your bed. so we could take you on the river.
And then somebody came by in a boat, right? And
Then to ski, there were skiers. They came by real close to the houseboat and just splashed water all over us. And Lisa couldn't catch her breath.
that's probably why to this day I have
It was terrifying.
traumatic dreams of me drowning and
Yeah,
I can't breathe.
that was terrifying.
Telling you, it goes back to when you're
Right.
little.
Same question, Mom. I mean, before you had kids, what was life like?
It's totally different.
Right.
It's totally different. You know, you spend your time like the kids do today. You're going out, you're partying, you're with friends, you know, and then you get married and your whole life starts to change,
Nice.
you know, and that's the way it goes for everyone.
Yeah, pretty cool. Now, did Janet first? Did you always want to have kids? And if so,
No, I didn't. I was like Alyssa. I was like, no, I'm never going
No
to have kids.
so you didn't want kids when you were growing.
Then
Right.
there was the oops, which was my sister.
Well, it's not an oops. It's a positive.
I'm just kidding.
She just brought me a bottle of Screwball today. I mean, that's not an oops. That's a thank God. Really, that's a thank God moment.
She knows him well. She's like, we brought you a gift today.
This is a long question. I'll start with Mom. What was something you liked about the way you were raised that you wanted to instill for your children? That must have been a speedboat going by where we are at Tiki Hut
Yes.
Central today. Boats are going by, sheriff's driving by, a lot of shit going on over
It
here.
was probably Ray.
Getting a good education, having good work ethics, being kind, always being ready to give to somebody else if you can, you know, and if you can't give monetarily, you can't give with your heart, you know, be
Right.
there for people, you know. Unfortunately, my kids have been that way. You know, they're very giving.
Same question, Janet. What do you love about your kids and what you expected out of them? And
They're big hearts. They're good girls. Very sweet, very loving.
I think so.
They are. I think my mom brings up a good point. I mean, you know, growing up, if my mother had $5 in her wallet and you said, Mom, can I get $5? She'd be like, yeah, here you go.
My mother
Mom-
was
And-
the
and
same
she-
way.
My mom's the
And
same
she
way.
wouldn't say, that's my last $5.
No.
Mom,
And so I think that's
and I'm the same way
we're
too.
the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, Lisa and I are very similar in that regard. We would just rather give and sort it out later. I
Right.
think,
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
It's like if someone's in need, then you do what you can to help them.
You know, and again,
Exactly.
if anybody's listening to the show today and you want to give one of these Tiki Hut Central podcast hats, these are awesome. They're $15 a piece on the website, or you can text us for these really cool hats. We've
They're
got 'em
super
on today.
cool.
They're super cool, and you can't buy these anywhere else.
We
These
didn't
aren't
get
available.
No.
What do you got next, Lisa?
Oh, well, we've been bouncing all around here.
We're all
so
over the place.
Maybe we have to get a raise in pay.
What do you miss most about being a kid? I don't think we've asked that one yet.
Yeah, I think you did.
Did we ask
Yes.
that
Yeah,
one?
we asked that question.
Yes.
So we
right, where
have
are we
to
at?
move down. Let's go. Let's go there
Was there anything you promised yourself you wouldn't do?
as a mom.
That's
Like-
kind of
like-
that's kind of a weird question.
Okay. Well, I guess the way to answer that is, what things did your mom do as a mother that you said I'm not going to do as a mother? Was there anything, or
No, not really.
No?
No.
so you followed her lead?
She was a great mom.
Great mom. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
My mom was terrific. I mean, I wanted for nothing. I had the best of everything. But when my mom got mad, she would grab me by the hair. And I promised myself I will never, ever pull my children's hair.
Oh.
I can't say that.
And I didn't.
Mom may have done that to my sister.
Yeah.
She called her a bad name and she's like, oh, hell no.
Popped in the mouth in her braces and pulled to the floor.
I may have been the better child, but
That's the question for later. Well,
All right, let me find one here.
I'll attest to that. My mom never pulled our hair,
Nope.
but God damn it, that wooden spoon I'm getting that wooden spoon.
Oh.
We were so fast to get out of the way of that wooden spoon. We took off, you know. But hey, capital punishment is great.
They did get a spanking, but with my hand.
As it should be. Damn it!
Right.
I mean, we got to stop, you know, raising these pansy children that, oh, my mom spanked me. Well, really, what the hell did you do wrong? I think you need a good spank.
Actually, I only chased Michael with the spoon.
Yes.
But see, Michael was very fast and he had bunk beds. So he would climb all the way up in the bunk bed, get all the way in the corner, and I couldn't reach him anyway.
Well, the only physical thing I remember is Dad chasing me around the pool table, flipping the pool table over on me and throwing me against the wall.
Yeah.
But, you know,
His one moment of bravery.
One moment of bravery.
Our dad, he would stand in the doorway of between the bedroom and the living room and snap his belt. Whop! Is there a problem? No,
never once did he spank
never
us.
laid a hand on us.
Ever.
Mom, one time that I remember spanked us because we were screaming, "I hate you" in the pool. She laid us both across the bed, bare-assed.
And I'm crying.
Spanked us.
I'm
and she was crying because she hated it. She's like, "You will never say that again." And I promise you we didn't, did we?
No.
Never said it again.
Why am I having a flashback to you bare-assed on the bed? I don't know.
They weren't.
Well, no, maybe not in your house, but in my house.
Kenneth Rose.
Anyway,
There's a saying that goes along with that. The siblings,
what's that?
from cradle to grave, you're the best friends you'll ever have.
Yeah, we are.
That's right.
So, one of the questions that we talked about earlier, and I'm going to bring it up again, is let's start with Janet. What was your first car?
I didn't have a car till I got married.
But you had a first car.
With Dad, even. What was
okay.
it?
What was it?
It was a 62 Chevy 2.
When did he have the T-Bird that he took Michelle in when she was
The T-Bucket.
Or T-Bucket. You had a T-Bird. He had a
T-Bird,
T-Bucket.
yeah.
We lived on Douglas, so it had to be 1980. No, not 1980. 73.
Okay. And he used to take her all the time.
And he still has one in
T-Bucket.
the garage, but it's a small version.
Yeah, he built a mini version because he's a welder. He built a mini version of the T-Bucket. He still has it. It's like a little go-kart.
Like a go-kart
Go-kart.
kind of thing.
It's
yeah.
so
yeah.
cute. I rode on it as a kid.
All
And then
those
a few
boys
years
are-
ago, I tried to ride it again and the throttle stuck and it freaked me out. I was like, all right, I'm done.
All right.
It's always been about cars with those boys.
First car, Mom.
First car was bought for me by my grandmother, and it was a graduation present. And it was a 1959 Chevy Impala convertible,
Oh, nice.
All right.
white on the outside, red on the inside, and attached to it was a white on the outside, red on the inside speedboat.
Wow.
Yeah, nice.
Speedboat? Wow.
I love the boats with the red interior.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
And then you married my father and never had another boat again.
There you go.
You're living in a nice house. You don't need a boat. You don't need a vacation. You live in a nice house.
So let me ask this one. Mom, what was it like to be a stay-at-home mom? Linda was a working mother, but just kind of
I loved it.
one that
Loved
you
it.
were always at my field trips and my award ceremonies.
Yep.
And
I loved it.
Awards. You didn't tell me that you were supposed
I-
to.
Oh, yes. Her and Michelle.
we were very smart. We had a lot of
There was
Wow.
always on the AB honor roll.
or A honor
Or A
roll and then
honor roll.
AB. As I got in middle school, I kind of went to the AAB, but
I was happy to move to the next grade. They were like, you go to the next grade. I'm like, "Woo, all right, let's go.
But it was great to be able to do all your functions and take you to cheerleading and everything.
yeah.
See now, my mom, she was a stay-at-home mom, and then she was a not really, I wouldn't say working.
Well, didn't you guys have your own clothing company?
Well, yeah. I mean, go ahead, Mom. So you were started as a stay-at-home mom because
I was home.
awesome, and all
I was
that.
home for 14 years.
Right.
When John was 4, I got a job on a bet because my husband said to me, "Nobody'd ever hire you." That afternoon, I came home with a job.
Exactly.
Oh,
I would have been the same way.
And that's how I got a job.
Mom started working when I was about 15 or 16.
94.
Yeah.
And I
Nice.
worked there 21 and
Maybe
years.
16, I guess,
Yeah.
by then. Yep.
But staying home was fun.
Yes. I loved it.
Did you guys have any disagreements about raising kids as far as discipline, as far as any of those things, Janet?
No.
None. You guys agreed on everything.
Yes.
Mom?
Yeah, we really didn't disagree.
Mike wanted me to stay home.
You weren't
The girls.
bad kids though.
We were damn good.
Yeah, you were. Yeah,
Role model.
you were. I mean, everybody had their moments of doing something that you would go,
Right.
why? What
Right.
made you think of doing that? My daughter decided that on Long Island it was Daytona Beach, made a U-turn, got the car stuck in the sand. You know, and you go, why?
Yeah.
But for the most
Found
part,
out-
they were good kids.
Found out years later our girls snuck out the window.
Oh, yeah.
No, I used the front door. Thank you. Michelle may have used the window.
She used the window.
My daughter used the window.
I have to ask this one. Were you excited, Mom, to become a grandma because you're a new grandma
Absolutely.
finally?
Loved it.
Well, no.
A great grandmother.
she's
She's a
great
great
grandma.
grandmother.
Yeah. I mean,
But she's
Steph-
recently great
Right.
grandmother.
Great. Right.
Absolutely.
What was it like with Steph coming into the world? Was it weird or
No, not at all.
did you love Steph like your daughters?
Oh my gosh.
Loved her.
Yeah.
We had her all the time over at the house.
Right.
Yes. She was such a sweet girl. She still is.
And she's just, and I was saying by my mom, she's just as obsessed about Maddie as she was with Steph and about my two girls. And my poor dad has never gotten a boy. All these years. It's,
No.
it's all girls.
Well, jump back. He does have a grandson right now, right? Because I think there's a boy that goes over there to get his
Hunter.
welding done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Your son may have gone over the other night to weld. And
Yeah.
Right.
And they feed him and all that kind of stuff.
They love him. So he's finally got a grandson.
Mom, I mean, obviously you have like, you know, how many, I don't even know, 12,
12.
13, 14, something like that.
She's lost count.
Wow.
There's bunches of them.
but I guess, you know, what was the excitement? Because obviously Matt and Ryan came within 6 months of each other.
Oh, yeah.
So what was that like? Because both my sister and my brother lived in the same house that you did.
It
At
was.
the time when they were all pregnant?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everybody got knocked up at the same time. Everybody was like,
What's in the water?
everybody's having sex all the time,
Wow.
all over the house. You didn't know what the hell was going on.
She had no control over
No
them.
control. My mom would any of us would bring a date home. She'd hand them a condom. Here you go. So,
Obviously not, or they wouldn't have gotten
oh yeah,
knocked
well, it
up.
didn't mean we used them.
You have to understand, though, my kids kept having kids 6 months apart.
Right.
Oh, wow.
You know, and it was like, you got to stop doing this because I'm going broke.
But what was it like? I mean, Matt comes. What was the excitement like?
Oh, God. I saw your brother coming down the hallway with him and wheeling him in the crib in the hospital, and the tears just rolled down my face.
Right.
I mean, there was this baby, eyes wide open, bright-eyed, and that was it.
Yeah.
I was sold. I was absolutely sold.
That was Steph.
Then 6 months later, we had Matt.
We were all there when Steph was born.
Oh, God.
And Jerry, Michelle's mother-in-law at the time, comes out
She
screaming,
had all boys.
"It's a girl!" And she's crying and freaking. Well, Brian came out holding her, right? Or no, he told us.
It's a completely
bright-eyed.
different experience.
Yeah,
Totally different.
It is.
You know, you have all the fun, none of the responsibility.
That's right.
You know,
Play with them, send them home.
Spoil
occasionally,
them, send them home.
occasionally you have the responsibility if you watch them overnight, like I do occasionally. But then, they go home and my house is so quiet.
Right.
I was
that I
going to say
wanna
you
Then you
die.
miss it.
you hate when they're not there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You miss
But
it.
they've been a joy. And I, as fortunate as I was to have 4 good kids, my kids are lucky because they all have good kids.
True. I agree.
They are a good bunch of kids.
Absolutely.
So
Not too sure about Piper yet, but
I know. There's a criminal.
She'll be
There's a
fine.
criminal in every household.
She's adorable.
she is. But
So-
she's feisty.
She has that devious little smile that it's just infectious.
Oh, yeah.
So, for my mom, I'm putting you on the spot
Uh-oh.
because I can. So,
I don't have to answer because I can.
no,
Right.
you will get no more fresh pina coladas at the
Oh,
Central.
bribery.
So, obviously, you've had plenty of children-in-laws, right? Because let's. John's been married how many times?
2,
Twice. Michael's been married,
I lost count.
3 times.
3.
and
Ken.
Kelly's been married
Twice.
twice. No, I think she's married 3 times, Mom.
Twice.
No, Eric,
Eric and Chris.
Chris, and Bill.
Oh, and Bill.
Ooh.
I
Right.
don't know that one.
Bill, if you're listening to this, you know I love you.
And
Biggest
Ken.
mistake my daughter ever made was losing you.
So, and how many times have I been married?
4.
4. Okay, so
Took you a while to get it right.
okay. So
Right.
so overall, and I don't really care if Amy's listening. She can just suck it up. So so who is your favorite in-law daughter?
Oh, don't do that.
Now
to
remember,
her.
now
Today.
remember, those pina coladas will be cut off. So for today, let's talk about just today, May 2nd.
To date. Well, Amy, of course, has been around the longest.
All right. Well, she's old,
Thank
so
God.
we understand.
She's not old. She's not old.
Amy, if you're listening, I don't know how old you are, but
Amy's like my age.
is Amy your age?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Oh,
So she's not old.
All right. So it's a bunch of hotties still. Okay. Very good.
Amy and I have a very special bond, and I love her to death. And unfortunately, Ken did not make some very good choices.
Okay. This
did
episode
now.
is now
To the-
concluded.
to
Thank
the-
you for showing up.
To the point
he did now.
where we have now told him that if this one doesn't work out, she stays, he goes. Because this one's a
Oh,
keeper.
God.
This one is a keeper.
Oh.
There you have it. So
So I guess they love me.
Mm-hmm.
so Janet, you've had how many in-laws? Well, I guess 2, right?
2.
Well, and I'm like number 3. So let me ask you: is 3 your favorite number?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Oh, see, he committed to it.
there you have it. There you go. So I can't thank Lisa and my moms enough for coming on the show today. It's been an awesome show with you ladies. You guys had some fresh drinks. This is the first time we were ever live at Tiki Hut Central with no green screens, no backdrops, and it was a great time with these 2 ladies. I have 2 other beautiful 3 other beautiful ladies
In the pool over
in
here.
the pool over here enjoying the Florida sunshine. We've got Michelle over there and Steph and Maddie, and Maddie's like the mascot of the family
Yeah.
right now.
She's having
So
a blast in the pool.
we'll be taking her trick or treating with some crazy outfit, and we're going to be mugging people for candy. But again, I'd like to thank you, ladies, for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you for having
You
us.
have a good time.
Thank you.
Had a
Yes.
good time.
Don't mind the dogs barking. Tiki Hut Central is dog friendly, so we have a lot of wild dogs come up on the beach to come chat with us, and they're barking, protecting the assets.
I think one of my kids is home.
I
Oh,
think
it's one of your
Ray
kids. Oh God, here
or
we go.
Lissy.
I think I think Lindsay's visiting. Yep.
Well, again, I want to thank everybody for coming out to the show today. Obviously, we're not 100% live today, but we're going to air this for Mother's Day. And for those of you that still have your moms, give them a hug. Tell them you love them. Tell them you appreciate them. I'm not saying it to my mom right now because otherwise she'll get a big head. But but my mom did have her 79th birthday yesterday. We took her and Janet out. to,
Happy birthday
happy
again.
Happy birthday, Mom. We love
Thank
you.
you, guys.
We've got cake
Love you
coming up
all.
later. And I gotta thank, the mom closest to me right now, which is this girl over here, because she's a mom first, and I'm an 18-year-old with a bigger wallet. But I still need that love and care. So thanks for tuning in today again, folks, and we'll catch you next time at Tiki Hut Central. Thanks for stopping in. We love you all, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a
Thank
great
you.
weekend.
Bye, everybody.
And wish your moms happy Mother's Day.
Love you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.